This week's module was all about participatory culture and education today. Here are some of the things that I learned from this week's articles and videos, and some of my reactions and responses. The first article we had to read was about confronting the challenges of participatory culture. Most young people today are involved in participatory cultures, and everyone has an opportunity to contribute and learn new skills in these spaces. Participatory culture fosters artistic expression and civic engagement, offers its members strong support, and connects members in a way where they feel important. It counts as an affinity space, which essentially means that it is an ideal learning environment, and educators have a responsibility to make sure all students have access. Participatory cultures are spaces where everyone can produce and share media. People grow and learn together, and it is a very social environment. These spaces are not geared towards making money. They're about doing what people love. Children should be encouraged to mess around with technology and to figure out which parts of it they're most interested in. Children should be taught that the passions that they learn and discover in participatory cultures can be translated into the real world and can be taken into politics or careers. These amazing aspects of outside learning need to be incorporated into schools, and shouldn't just be left as informal learning spaces that never see the light of day inside of our classrooms. Mimi Ito's video discussed how online spaces are normally friendship-driven and very diverse. This is similar to the types of friendship spaces that past generations had. Only a minority of children take the skills they've learned online and use them to pursue professional skills or careers. Education can also help to assume a sort of parenting role online in teaching kids about safety, since parents aren't usually allowed in these sorts of spaces. Young people also typically value technology and media much more than adults do, and they know that these online spaces are for more than just friendship and how valuable they are. Bringing social media into the classrooms can teach children about safe and ethical technology uses. This point that Henry Jenkins made in his video connects back to Mimi Ito's video. He also discussed how standardized testing teaches children that they all must learn the same thing, and this is the model that our classrooms have been using for a while now. Participatory culture spaces, on the other hand, encourage children to be creative and learn about what they're passionate about. Instead of creating new media to involve students in our classrooms, we should use the media that we already have and adapt to the technology that already exists. Henry Jenkins also pointed out that collaborating makes learning better for all parties involved, even teachers, and will make learning better for not just the spaces in our country, but for the entire world as a whole. I enjoyed reading about participatory culture. I feel like I was involved in these spaces when I was a kid, but when I was younger, these spaces were only considered to be a hobby, and it's really cool that teachers now are acknowledging that they're much more than that. I really loved the first video with Henry Jenkins that we watched, because I completely agree that media shouldn't be made with the goal to make money, and we should teach children that if they love what they do, money can come from it, and it will come from it. It's better to chase what you're passionate about, and not just chase what everybody else is chasing because you want to make more money from it. I also think it's true that parents aren't usually accepted in participatory cultures online. However, I think if safety skills are taught in schools, parents don't always need to be involved, especially if the spaces are mostly friendship-based. I also agree with Henry Jenkins and think that education should be more about creativity and collaboration, and less about filling in bubbles and teaching students the same exact thing, because not all students learn the same, and not all students want to grow up to do the same kinds of things. Thank you for your time.